There was no need to stay quiet around Superior's public library this morning. In fact, Mayor Jim Paine was loud and clear, proclaiming it's Support Your Local Library Week. The proclamation comes during National Library Week. Superior residents are encouraged to recognize and celebrate the vital role that libraries play in the city. The Superior Public Library Foundation urges residents and business owners to support the library through donations to a sustaining endowment fund as they expand their horizons.
Libraries are becoming a vital community hub to every city across the country, and taking the library outside the walls of the library to nursing homes and into people who can't get themselves here to the library or don't have the knowledge of how to run those digital assets.
The library will be offering additional experiences during this week, including the launch of the Library Passport program from the Northern Waters Library Network. Passports contain a variety of fun facts about each library in that network.